Deported, but not forsaken. God knows your struggle. Imagine waking up one day to find that everything you built, your home, your job, your community, is suddenly at risk of being taken away. Your future feels uncertain, and the life you worked so hard to establish is being stripped away. Where do you turn when your life is uprooted? When the world says you don't belong, does God still see you? Many today are facing the terrifying possibility of deportation. Families are being torn apart, children separated from parents, and individuals left in a state of limbo, unsure of what tomorrow holds. Anxiety, fear, and frustration weigh heavy on the hearts of those caught in these difficult circumstances. But even in exile, God is with you. The Bible reminds us that this is not the first time God's people have faced uncertainty, displacement, and fear. Yet in every situation, God never abandoned them. He walked with them, sustained them, and ultimately brought them to victory. Let's look at some powerful examples. Joseph was sold into slavery by his own brothers, stripped away from his home and family. Yet God turned his suffering into favor, raising him up to become second in command over all of Egypt. Genesis 41:41. His journey was painful, but it led to his greatest purpose, saving his people from famine. Daniel was taken captive to Babylon as a young man, far from everything he knew. But God gave him wisdom and favor, allowing him to rise in leadership and influence. Daniel 9. Even in exile, Daniel flourished under God's guidance. The Israelites were forcibly removed from their homeland and taken into exile. Yet even in their suffering, God spoke words of hope to them. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope." Jeremiah 29:11. This promise is still true today. Even if you find yourself in a foreign land, facing rejection or uncertainty, God has not forgotten you. His plans for your life are still intact. How to hold on to faith. During uncertainty, trust that God is with you. No matter where you go, God goes before you. Deuteronomy 31:8 says, "The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." Pray for strength. When fear creeps in, turn to God in prayer. Psalm 34:17 says, "The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles." Stand on God's promises. His word is filled with reminders that He is our protector, provider, and guide. Read and meditate on scriptures that build your faith. Even if the world turns its back on you, God never will. He is with you, no matter where you go. You are not forsaken. You are loved, seen, and held by God's hands. Keep trusting in Him. He will lead you to a future filled with hope.